Hi there, I'm Lyndon Forrester, and back here with a little video for classical right hand fingerstyle, or also known as Spanish style sometimes. So a couple things you'll need to know for today's lesson. You'll need to know a G chord, an A minor chord, a D chord, an E minor chord, and you'll also need to know how to read these little tablature examples I have written up here. They indicate the strings and the finger letters that I've written right here in my beautiful drawing of the right hand, P-I-M-A. Those are Latin names if you're wondering. Pulgar, indice, medular, and annular. And down below that, I've described a good way to set up your right hand before you begin playing for most things. Maybe you'll set up your hand, as I'll show you, for different things. You'll set it up a little bit differently, but I call it the common use of fingers, which just describes what is common for you to play with each finger. So which fingers belong to which strings in the right hand. Begin by setting up your right hand with your thumb on the big string E, that's string 6, and then the index on the 3rd string G, middle finger on the 2nd string B, and the ring finger A on the 1st string little e, and it'll look like this. Your right hand should have a slight outward curve, pretty natural, not extreme in its angle, and now you're ready to begin. We're going to be using rest strokes and free strokes. And just briefly, the difference between a rest stroke and a free stroke. And we're only going to do rest strokes in the thumb. The other fingers will all use free strokes for today's video. The difference between a rest stroke and a free stroke is that a rest stroke will leave your finger resting on the adjacent string. That's a rest stroke. A free stroke will leave your finger in the air above the string that you've played. So, in our first example, holding a G chord, we're going to do string 6, 3, 2, 1 in that order, using strings, the thumb for the 6th string, index for the 3rd string, middle for the 2nd string, and ring finger for the 1st string. Set your fingers up as I described before on 6, 3, 2, and 1, and you can use the rest stroke for that thumb, and then free strokes for the other fingers as I mentioned. Just like that. Now we'll repeat it so you can hear it. So these rest strokes in the thumb help you develop stability and get a feel for your right hand in the beginning. It's good to have some rest strokes for at least the thumb. Rest strokes in the other fingers can wait for another video. A minor example. Now we're going to set our fingers up on the middle 4 strings of the guitar. So the thumb will go on the A string, index will go on the D string, middle will go on the G string, ring finger will go on the 2nd string B. Now, if you take a look at that example on the left under A minor chord, you'll see that there are 2 notes played by the thumb. The 1st note and the 5th note. The 1st note we will play with the thumb, and then we're going to move our thumb immediately after the 1st note to the biggest string so that we will prepare our finger for the 5th note as we play the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th notes. Then, when you play the 5th note, you'll do a rest stroke back down to the 5th string so that you're prepared for the repetition of the exercise. So I'll go through it note by note with you. You're going to play the thumb, move the finger over to the 6th string, then free stroke with I, A, M. I should be holding an A minor chord here. And then rest stroke with the thumb, free stroke I, M, A. One more time. So, play the thumb, rest on E, free stroke I, A, M. rest stroke on E falls to A, I, M, A. And without explanation, a couple more times, nice and slow. Okay, good. So this D chord exercise is pretty similar. I'll leave that one for you to try. You can just pause the video after it's done, and you can try playing that one. The thumb work will be just the same, basically, as that one. Now I'm going to skip ahead to the E minor and show you this one, which is a little bit more complicated yet. It involves us playing these three fingers as one sound, and then the thumb separately. In between, so you'll see the thumb plays and then these three fingers play, then the thumb plays twice on this string and this string, and then these two fingers play for these two notes. So we'll hold an E minor chord in our left hand and then do a rest stroke with the thumb, rest stroke for the second thumb note, and then on the third thumb note, you're going to want to move the thumb back to the E string instead of doing a rest stroke so that you're prepared for the repetition of this exercise. So, let's hear how it sounds. Rest stroke with the thumb, I and A, ringing together. Rest stroke with the thumb, rest stroke with the thumb, M and A together. Thumb is already back onto the E string. Rest stroke on E, we're repeating it now. I and A together, rest stroke, free stroke, return to the E string with the thumb, M and A play together. So a couple more times without explanation. Okay, and that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed the video, and get out there and go practice. Repeat these exercises many times, over and over and over, maybe about a minute for each example, and happy practicing.